Hi everyone, JJ here from CES 2018, and as you can see right behind me, I've got a huge amount of networking hardware. And while I might not necessarily always be the most interesting to everybody out there, it's a critical component for the modern home. And we're definitely going to run you through, I think, quite a bit of awesome options so that regardless of whether you're going to be gaming or streaming, you're going to probably have a choice for you here. So let's first go ahead and take a look at our Lyra lineup of more traditional mesh networking products. So first up here with the Lyra Trio, this is going to be a dual band based offering. So for those of you not in the know, when it comes to traditional mesh, essentially the strategy is not focusing at one traditional Wi-Fi enabled router to cover a wide amount of coverage in terms of square footage, whether you're talking about an apartment, a loft, a condo, whatever it might be, but actually taking multiple nodes and putting them in the right places so that you get really stable, reliable, good speeds, and overall a great Wi-Fi experience. And so our higher end unit has been out now for a little period of time, and that's a tri-band enabled unit, meaning you have 3 different bands. One's dedicated to connect to your mesh network, and then 2 other ones to be able to provide you 2.4 and 5 gigahertz based connectivity. But not necessarily everybody needs that level of performance. So that's what we've got right here with the Lyra Trio. This is a much more compact unit. You can see I can literally fit it in the palm of my hand. It's got a really nice stylized, clean look, and it's very compact so that you can opt and place it, let's say, on a shelf, a desk, a corner, wherever it might be that you want to be able to go ahead and maximize your Wi-Fi coverage. It's a great choice. Still offering, of course, a 3x3 antenna design along with this unique, what's called orthological antenna. You're going to get great position in terms of the overall Wi-Fi coverage wherever you end up placing this guy. Got your 2 standard connections so that you can easily go ahead and connect this either directly to a computer, a gaming console, a television, or any number of other Ethernet enabled devices, or of course you can just have it purely freestanding. The choice is ultimately up to you. And just like all our Lyra based solutions, if you're looking for easy management control, we have a great Lyra app where you can go ahead and look at the number of devices that are connected. You can share your Wi-Fi access. You have parental controls and a lot more functionality. So keep an eye out. Definitely, if you're looking for a simplified solution to be able to go ahead and make sure to get good coverage across a wide number of spaces, the Lyra Trio is going to be a great choice for you. But for those of you that are more interested in not only having great coverage, but also bringing a smart assistance into play, that's where we've got the Lyra Voice. Now, this is a very interesting concept. Now this router, it's a fully functioning tri-band enabled router. So this means you get the highest level of Wi-Fi performance in terms of that you have 1 dedicated band and then you've got your 2 standard Wi-Fi bands. This will allow you to go ahead and pair this up with, let's say, Lyra Trio or traditional Lyra based products so that you can make your own mesh network. But where things get really interesting is, of course, the inclusion of Amazon Alexa support. So you can see that on both sides of the unit, we've actually got 8-watt speakers. So of course you can use this device just like you would use something like an Amazon Echo, and it would go ahead and provide you that level of smart functionality. In addition to that, you've got hardware-based controls to be able to mute the actual Amazon Echo functionality. You can raise and lower your volume, and you even have Bluetooth functionality should you want to go ahead and pair, let's say, a smart device to be able to stream something to it. And last but not least, of course, you have your standard hardline connectivity. So if you want to be able to use this maybe in a media center type environment to be able to make a connection to an Ethernet enabled device or even connect a switch for more gigabit Ethernet ports, this is going to be an outstanding choice for those of you that not only want great performance, great features, but smart connectivity. So next up right here, we've got the ASUS Blue Cave. This is a very interesting router, and on face value, when you see this, you might not necessarily think it's a router because of its distinctive design and the fact that you don't see actually any external antennas. And that is the way that it was actually designed. Now, normally when we talk about Wi-Fi routers, there's a couple of key chipset manufacturers that produce chipsets that really power these. And this one actually features an entirely new chipset that was actually developed by Intel. Now, we have a great working relationship with Intel, and the Blue Cave is really the fruition of the work that we've put in with their team to be able to offer an extremely high performance, wide coverage, and very intelligent next generation type router. So what makes it so special? Well, first and foremost, the antenna design. No external antennas because they're all actually packed in optimally inside to be able to ensure you a very compact and clean design, but while still not sacrificing the coverage that you would expect from a much higher performing and larger router. In addition to this, it is a 4x4 capable router, so you're going to get extremely high speeds, especially with the latest generation of smartphones, tablets, notebooks, and even televisions. So if you care about streaming and low latency gaming, this is actually a great choice. Now it's got some very interesting IoT-centered type technologies as well. So what do you mean by IoT? Internet of Things. This unit has full support for IFTT, so if then that, which is essentially a way to allow you to go ahead and set up special reactions to different things that might be going on in your home. So let's say you walk in through Wi-Fi and it triggers your phone and maybe your lights turn on. Or if you want to actually leverage Amazon Alexa support, it's actually built into the software. In addition to that, the actual chipset itself actually has been specially designed to be able to adapt to a high number of wireless devices. You might find it surprising, but actually every single device that has Wi-Fi or Bluetooth or radio frequencies built in can actually cause a very difficult problem for a router to provide you a consistent and reliable Wi-Fi experience. But Intel has baked in some really impressive design technology to combat this and maintain a high level of performance. Now last but not least, of course, and par for the course with a high performance router is you've got your 4 gigabit Ethernet ports, even USB 3, and this unit will still feature our ASUS AI protection technology and full management capabilities from the ASUS router app. So a very cool unit for somebody that's looking for great coverage, great performance, and a lot of functionality in a clean, modern design. So next up here we have AI Mesh, and this is, I think, a real game changer in terms of the overall expectations of what Mesh can actually offer. So while Mesh has really proven itself in terms of being a simplified and streamlined experience at really offering you a much wider range of overall coverage and really helping to maintain a great deal of stability in terms of the Wi-Fi wireless experience, it cannot match the same class of throughput as well as integrated hardware functionality that the most advanced traditional routers offer. And what AI Mesh is going to essentially be offering you and actually currently offers you is the capability to essentially bridge those two. You can create and mix and match your own ASUS enabled and compatible AI Mesh routers to make your own quote-unquote mesh network, but still gain all the benefits of a traditional router. So what does that mean? Well, one, you can get not only even greater coverage than any standard mesh-based product, but you're also going to be able to offer significantly faster speeds. Depending on the router that you pair, you could be talking speeds in increase of 1.5x, 2.5x, maybe even greater than 3 times the overall throughput. And that's not to withhold the additional functions and features that are baked in, whether they're specialized traffic monitoring, whether it's the more advanced ports and connectivity that's available to you, or many of the other functions and features that are built in here. If you're really unquestionably looking for the fastest mesh network experience, the AI Mesh solution is really one you're going to take a look at. So last but not least is, I think, probably the most exciting networking product of all of these, and that's really because it's representative of the future. This is 802.11ax. So this is actually a next generation wireless standard, and what really makes this so impressive is that the throughput and speeds are going to be substantially higher. So right now, in absolute best case scenario with an 802.11ac based wireless setup, you could probably be looking somewhere between about 600 to maybe about 800 megabits of overall throughput, so almost gigabit class Ethernet. But the reality is that we have a demand for low latency gaming, a lot of concurrent based streaming, upstreams, downstreams, and of course gigabit Ethernet in terms of ISP services. And that's really where AX comes into play. You're going to be able to actually offer in excess of gigabit class speeds, but on a wireless level. So this is going to truly be a game changer in terms of offering you the most impressive level of wireless throughput. In addition to that, of course, it's going to come baked in with all the things that you would expect in terms of performance. It's got 8 gigabit Ethernet ports, dual USB 3, a 1.8 gigahertz dual core, and 1 gigabyte of internal DRAM. So this is an absolute monster in terms of wireless performance and is really going to be primed to show you what the next generation of wireless connectivity is going to look like. Alright everyone, so that wraps up our quick walkthrough on some of the absolute latest and most cutting-edge Wi-Fi products here at the ASUS Suite CES 2018. Now there's a whole lot that we haven't talked about in terms of specs, functions, features, and a whole lot more. So make sure to go ahead and check out the links in the description below, as well as it also have links to our EdgeUp website, edgeup.asus.com, which goes through a lot of walkthroughs and ins and outs on why these products are awesome. While you're also there, make sure to go ahead and click that subscribe button to be locked in for more content coming to you from the ASUS Suite at CES 2018.